Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. William Ruto and Raila Odinga are on high alert because the NIS has leaked the opposition lineup for 2027. And in that lineup, Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be the presidential candidate. Fred Matiang'i is going to be the running mate. Rigathi Gachagua in that lineup is supposed to be the prime cabinet secretary. Martha Karua is supposed to be the speaker of the National Assembly. Eugene Wamalwa, the speaker of the Senate. And Justin Muturi, the attorney general. Ladies and gentlemen, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objectives. What was the objective of that leaked NIS report? That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this video. As a matter of fact, I want us to look at two things. Why that report was leaked. Why do you think the report was leaked? Because the timing is suspect. Because it was leaked just immediately after the new IBC commissioners took office. And we also know that as we speak today, William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua have engaged another gear as far as 2027 politics is concerned. So I want us to look at why it was leaked.
Na hiyo 2027 nitakuwa nimejipanga mbaya sana. Terms are limited. You can either be one term, you can be two term. Maximum. You cannot have more than that. So what is this craze about terms? The Constitution already provides for those terms. So please, let us look for the solutions of our challenges.
I'm a front runner, and I think I have the best chances to be president. Tumesema kila mtu aende atafute kura zake. Kila mtu asanye zake. Pale mwisho, next year, hapo after Christmas, tuketi. Tuweke kura kwa meza, tupige hesabu, tuulizane nani atapeperusha bendera as one candidate only against William Ruto. We have not settled on anybody, and it's not yet. There is only one thing that has been agreed on, one term. Government is huge. There is space for everybody. And we'll agree who takes what position, provided we come up with a formula.
And the second thing I'm going to explain is why this particular lineup is giving Raila Odinga and William Ruto sleepless nights.
Maneno ya 2027. Tafadhali tupunguze mambo ya 2027. Huko 2027 ni Mungu na wananchi ndio wataamua. Lakini sasa tuko na miaka mitatu. Hii miaka mitatu haitakuwa tu ya kupanga vile utashinda tena 2027. Panga kwanza vile ya kutumikia hawa wananchi. Ama namna gani jameni? Kwani mtu anachaguliwa tu, akichaguliwa siku hiyo hiyo anaanza tena kupanga vile atashinda uchaguzi hiyo nyingine? Si unapanga kwanza vile ya kufanyia kazi wananchi. Tupange maji, tupange stima. Let us focus ourselves.
But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find in any other place. So the best thing is to subscribe so that anytime you produce a video, YouTube will notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make one assurance that this channel will remain being neutral, and I'll treat everybody equally. I'll call out Raila Odinga when he's wrong. I'll call out William Ruto. I'll call out Rigathi Gachagua without fear or favor. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think this report was leaked? Because if you look at it critically, that is a formidable lineup. Why do you think the NIS, because I know this is the work of NIS, why do you think they leaked it? Number one, I think they've realized that this is probably the winning formation for the opposition. I've sat down and I've figured out that if this team can agree to this formation and say Kalonzo Musyoka is the presidential candidate, what's going to happen is that the entire Kamba nation will rally behind Kalonzo Musyoka. And let's say they agree, it would mean that the entire Mount Kenya will rally behind Kalonzo Musyoka. And of course, if they agree, the fact is the Gusii region will entirely rally around that ticket. If you are to work on numbers, they win based on numbers. Because there are also other Kenyans who are not happy with William Ruto. So the NIS, in my view, are leaking this report so that William Ruto and his team can do something about it. That is the first reason why it was leaked. Number two, and this they do in most cases, to gauge the reaction of Kenyans, especially in the strongholds. If Kalonzo Musyoka is the presidential candidate, how will the mountain react? The NIS have their ears on the ground. So already they know the thinking about the mountain if the candidate is Kalonzo. You go the other side, if the candidate is Kalonzo and not Matiangi, how will the Gusii community take it? Their ears are currently on the ground. And that's why, for example, you saw Matiangi changing the picture of Kalonzo with that of Matiangi so that the presidential candidate becomes Matiangi and the running mate Kalonzo Musyoka. So they want to gauge the reaction. Already I know they've compiled that report. Number three, it is also a strategy to create division within the opposition camp. Let me illustrate. Do you think Matiangi camp will easily accept Kalonzo Musyoka? They might not easily do that. Rigathi Gachagua has already responded to this matter.
I have seen some reports by KTN sponsored by the National Intelligence Service. So wamekubaliana na huyu. We have not settled on anybody and it's not it. Hiyo tumekubaliana.
Let us go to Western Kenya. Who is Mount Kenya kingpin as we speak? Is it Wamalwa or is it George Natembeya? What about, let's say, Mount Kenya? None of Uhuru Kenyatta's allies is included in this list. What will that mean? What will it mean? Division is being created by this lineup because from the face value, that lineup is acceptable to the camps. But deep, for example, in the mountain, will Uhuru Kenyatta's allies agree to support Kalonzo and support Rigathi as a prime cabinet secretary? Number four, I also believe that the intention of this lineup is to create a Mount Kenya presidential candidate for 2027. There's a general consensus in the Republic of Kenya that William Ruto is the easiest president to remove from office. No denial. But the other fact is that for William Ruto to be removed from office, the opposition must be united. Can the opposition unite and agree on a single candidate? That's where Mount Kenya candidate will come in. And I want to start monitoring the activities and the moves of none other than Moses Kuria, and try to listen to the footsteps of Uhuru Kenyatta in the mountain. Because I strongly believe Mount Kenya will produce a presidential candidate. Even that Rigathi Gachagua himself, I did a video about Rigathi Gachagua. Even Rigathi Gachagua might not agree to be the prime cabinet secretary, doing the donkey work for other people. He might decide to run. So this report has been leaked to create that division so that a Mount Kenya presidential candidate can emerge. And as long as there's going to be a candidate from the mountain who can gather 1 million votes, Ruto will be in very early in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think the move to leak this lineup is worrying Raila Odinga and William Ruto? Number one, this lineup can actually win. That is the fact. They can win because if you look at William Ruto and Raila Odinga is still sending mixed signals. Raila Odinga is still sending mixed signals. If this team can unite, the numbers can favor them. And that is the biggest worry for Raila and Ruto as we speak. The second worry is the Kisii and Kamba factor. For William Ruto to win, he needs a complete Western alliance. Raila Odinga is supposed to bring numbers to William Ruto. The numbers Raila Odinga got in the last election, as we speak, Kambas will be gone. Kisses will be gone if this lineup were to suffice. That is their biggest headache. And remember, in places like Nyanza, Luo Nyanza in particular, chances of voter apathy being very high is very high. So which means Raila Odinga and his team from the opposition side will have a lot of work. On the other side, William Ruto's allies from Luo Nyanza, people like Ray Omolo, will have a harder time to ensure that they mop up the area. And lastly, when you talk of acceptability, Kalonzo can be easily acceptable to the people of Nyanza. Azimio supporters, people who have always supported Raila Odinga and are not comfortable with William Ruto, can easily rally around Kalonzo Musyoka, because Kalonzo Musyoka, they believe, has always stood with and for Raila Odinga. The same to Matiangi. And that's why they are worried. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think this leaked lineup can actually defeat William Ruto in 2027? I don't know. Let me read your comments below. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.